Okay, hi Professor. I hope this one works better. I know I was having some trouble turning it in with the Pantopo or whatever it's called. But my name's Quinn Regan. These are my answers for the video journal assignment. So, number one, what is your favorite topic that has been discussed in class so far? State and briefly describe what interests you in this topic. So I said my favorite thing that we learned about was utilitarianism and also act versus rule utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism judges each individual action based on its direct consequences, while rule utilitarianism judges actions based on whether they follow a widely known rule that will produce the greatest good. To some, act utilitarianism comes from the action and consequences, while rule utilitarianism comes from the rules or the laws. Utilitarianism as a whole is an ethical theory that determines right from wrong by focusing on outcomes, specifically aiming to produce the greatest good for the greatest or biggest number of people. The first philosophical idea that relates to utilitarianism can be traced all the way back to an ancient Chinese philosopher named Mozi, but John Stuart Mill and Jeremy Bentham, which are two philosophers from the Enlightenment period, are the ones who are most widely credited with the idea. I'm super interested in this topic because it gives clear guidelines on how to tell which choice is right and which choice is wrong, and it governs us almost every single day. The world uses utilitarianism to create policies like public health laws, so things like when vaccines are required, or like the COVID vaccine, or what vaccines we need to get when we're kids, or even like quarantines and stuff like that. Like we went through in 2020. It also decides climate change policies, so things like we've all seen about the plastic bags in the stores in Pennsylvania and New Jersey especially. And then also it determines things like prison time and sentencing, so like depending on what crime, how long each prison time or what sentence is deserving of what crime. Okay, so number two, state and describe one ethical virtue or value that you gained from all of the discussions explored in this course and how it could be useful to your life. I said one ethical virtue that I feel that I've gained throughout this course is called intellectual humility. Intellectual humility is when one recognizes that there are limits to their knowledge and their beliefs can be wrong. I've learned and accepted that there is so much more knowledge in the world than I already know, and there are so many things that I'm wrong about or that can be seen from a different perspective. So, especially in today's world where we're so divided politically, I feel that it's so important to have intellectual humility so you're able to listen to both sides of this like super big spectrum politically, and be able to listen to other people on why they believe in certain policies, why they pick one candidate over the other, and more things like that. This will especially help me for the rest of my life because I will be always open to learning new things or changing my perspective on a topic. And that's just really important because there's so many things that I know I am ignorant to, especially like the way I grew up and the place I grew up. There's so many like reasons why I believe what I believe, and there's so many reasons why a person who grew up in like a completely different part of the earth, like I grew up in a major city, Philadelphia, and someone who grew up on a farm, we definitely have different beliefs, and there's so many reasons why. So I think intellectual humility is a super important thing in my life that I learned. So I'm open to pretty much like all knowledge and the pursuit of knowledge in general. So yes, thank you.